Hey, this is Orange County Executive Steve Neuhaus. I'm here in Goshen on this incredible farm with my friend Alix Daguin. She is going to tell us all about what she's doing here, what she's planning to do here. And Alix, thank you so much for having me here.
Welcome to All One One All. Thank you so much for coming.
This is beautiful. Now, when I read the bio, it had like that you have chickens and some produce here. Didn't mention honeybees. I'm like, I'm gonna get her on honeybees. I walk in here, you have 3 beehives right off the bat and some swarm traps.
3 over there, and actually we have a situation where we take in young people and we teach them how to keep bees. So we also have 4 more in the back.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and they come and they keep them themselves, and then they come and find me with questions.
That's insane. So we're going to get into that because I'm a beekeeper. Many of you guys do or don't know. And now when you find other ones, all over the world, I see, like I was in Italy last year, I met beekeepers, Hawaii, you name it. And it's like a synergy you have. So anyway, we could start with your grandfather because you got some awesome history. You know,
Sure.
Your family roots are from France, right?
I'm first generation American. My whole family is from France. My grandfather was a chef there in the southern part of France, and he popularized the magret, the duck breast. And that is really important to us because in that region, we care a lot about good food. And so he really made that region a tourist hub because of the food we have.
Wow. And so then your mom decides at one point that she's going to spread her wings and go on her own and goes across the pond, if you will, and shows up where? In New York or where?
Shows up in New York, starts kind of going to Columbia for some journalism school, and then she sees the opportunity to start a company that sells the whole duck, everything. So she sees these 2 guys that are starting a farm and they're talking about ducks, and she's like, I know this. This is where I'm from. This is what I can do. I know this. And so she starts her company, D'Artagnan, and she's been running it for the last 35 years, 40 years. And now it was time for a new project. We've always wanted to work together. We're obsessed with food. We're obsessed with good agriculture. And this was a really great opportunity to work together on a project we both care about.
So do you and your mom have, do you guys cook well?
Yeah,
do you carry your grandfathers? Do you carry your grandfathers?
We cook well, we eat well.
Awesome.
When we're eating dinner, we're talking about lunch the next day.
That's great.
We care so deeply about good agriculture. Since people eat at least once a day, if not typically 3.
Yeah.
When we do eat, if we thought about where our food comes from, and if we used agriculture as something that can do good for the planet, that would be amazing.
Absolutely. So you guys obviously keep that, do you keep his tradition? Like we talked a little bit about southern France has some Spanish influence. So do you keep, is that part of your palate likes, like when you make things, or are you all over the place?
No, of course it has, it has everything to do with my palate, but really the main thing that we've kept alive that he's taught us is standing up for what's right, doing it with panache. And for us, what's right is good food from good farming and enjoying it with our community. And so that's what we're really striving to do here.
That's great.
We're trying to build a more resilient and connected community, connect people to where their food comes from, and that how we produce food can be good for the planet. Right now you hear these birds.
That's
If
great.
you go to a big monocrop farm, you won't hear that. That's super important to us.
Absolutely.
Farming with the birds, with the insects, not spraying.
And Orange County is a perfect place for this.
It's perfect.
Because there's a lot of people, like-minded people like you and I here. My office is, so if you're just like wondering where this is like 2 miles or so from my office here at the Government Center. And it's a beautiful location. And you acquired it before COVID, right?
Right before COVID, yes, my mom and I started a foundation called the D'Artagnan Farms Foundation, and we were looking around in the area because of the agrarian roots here. So we were especially looking at Goshen, because as a kid I would come here once in a while. My mom's best friend lives, I don't know, half a mile away on South Street. And I started reading the comprehensive plan. Maybe that's a lame thing to do, but that's one of the things I did. And it was talking all about the agrarian roots, and I was looking around. I saw Chester Ag is right here. We have the black dirt. We have some of the best soil here. We are producing some of the best foods. This should really be something we cherish and we show the world, and we should be famous and popular because of these attributes.
I look at places like this with those great opportunities, and also to preserve this property. Because once you develop, and I'm all into economic development, and we have some great projects here and growing here, but you have to preserve what you can preserve. And if you fill this up every lot with houses or a commercial building, you're going to lose this forever. And this is absolutely gorgeous. Like you said, there's people working here. When I showed up here today, I usually show up and they usually close the place down for the podcast, or it's
We're
usually
working.
the parking lot was full. There's families in here, kids learning about farming and things like that. And you have a number of people in front of us working right now.
It's really important
and
to
growing, and it's really incredible. So I think it's an opportunity, and I think it's the fact that you soldiered through COVID and approvals to get where you are today. Many people give up, and it's tough to grow and farm.
It's tough, it's hard, but we're really passionate about what we do, and I have a great team here. I mean, we're still building it. We're a very small team, so we ask a lot from the people who do work here, but we're also driven with a mission.
Yeah.
And I think that helps a lot. We're happy.
What's the first thing you did when you came here? This did not look like this, right?
No.
You had to clean up. You had to get this where you needed to be to make it to part of your and your mom's vision and your team. What's like the first thing? Like when you got the keys, what did you guys do?
Well, we solved. There was a propane leak, so we did that. But we got rid of like 34 dumpsters worth of.
So just
trash,
clean up
big time.
First order business.
Yeah, and then we took down this field that we're looking at over here. Now there's like over 1,000 trees in this one field in our vegetable garden. But it was for pastures. I love horses. Horses are great, yes, but they didn't belong in this quantity in this amount of space. They need large amount of space. So the soil was really over compacted, and so we had to get to work. I mean, we had to farm trees. That's 3 to 7 years, and 3 is being generous. It's more 5 to 7 years. So we really had to get to work. We started tarping because we don't really believe in tilling. Tilling is great, but soil health is so important. That's what sequesters carbon. That's what supports our life here. So we planted over 2,000 trees. We set up the vegetable garden, and the tree planting, that was a lot of work. We had to make holes. We had to put the trees in it. We had to put some compost. We had to put some wood chips. We got to work.
I remember when we tried to get into Christmas trees when I was a young kid with my dad, and I remember we planted like 5,000 Christmas trees, like an investment
That's
like
a lot.
this. By the spring, they were all gone. The deer ate everyone. It was an unusually rough winter, but I remember I had the easy job. I think one of our guys was actually taking the tool and digging the hole where you just basically pinch it out. It was a pre-dug hole, and then I put the tree in, and then they had to do all the manual labor. But it's a lot of work, it's an investment. Like you said, you're not planting a tree today and then next month you got fruit on it.
No.
You got to prune. You got to make sure.
Yeah. And it tries to die on you the whole time. Yeah. And then sometimes we have a drought, but we're really lucky because we have a great team, but also we have volunteers come in. That's one of the ways in which we reach out to people. Yeah, we have the workshops. Yeah, we have the awesome food at the farm stand, but we also have a great group of volunteers. And it runs the gamut. I mean, it's like moms who have just given birth. Okay, maybe not just, but like soon after giving birth, and they're like schlepping their child. But it's also like there's 2 people that come here every week. They spend, 6 to 8 hours here, and they help. They pick calendula. They come here first thing in the morning. They leave here when I'm done working. They're done working. It's the whole day. We have a great group of volunteers.
It is absolutely beautiful, and to sit and, like you said, hear the birds. That's what's great about Orange County. And one of the awesome things about this podcast, I never met you till today. And a number of other people, like the local officials, didn't know either. You drive by this all the time. And that's why we're trying to do these podcasts, to open everybody's world up to some of the stuff here in our backyard, some of the cool stuff going on here. So what do you, what's the operation now? When can people come? What are the hours? And what can they see or purchase when they come here?
Absolutely. So we're open Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 10 to 5. The rest of the time, we're farming. We're out in the field. Volunteers, we do organize things for volunteers during the off hours, but it's really Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 10 to 5. And people come in. We have workshops every weekend and Friday. The workshops run the gamut from culinary arts workshops. So we have one coming up, which I'm so excited about. It's called Cluck Yeah. And we're gonna do chicken butchery. So from here's a chicken straight from the slaughterhouse, what do we do? And we teach people how to break it down, how to use every single part of it. And that's really important to us because we want people buying whole chickens that are from this region.
You probably even have local chefs that would want to come and do that.
We've done guest chefs, and it's gone amazingly well.
They want to come and watch you do that because I know a lot of I'm a foodie and I love going to the restaurants around here, and I know the men and women and all the people in our county that work in these restaurants really take pride or try to get creative. A lot of them do. And that would be something up their alley too, I would expect.
I'm sure. If they want to come take classes or if they want to give classes, like we really want to be a place for the community to everyone. I mean, anyway, the workshops, that's one thing. Culinary workshops, we have fiber arts workshops like indigo dyeing or drop spindle. Do you know what drop spindle is?
No idea.
It's such an old thing. We have sheep here. We have Caracool sheep. They're a livestock endangered breed. We do work with the Livestock Conservancy. They basically make sure that we're not losing breeds of animals because of how food is generally produced here. And so these Caracool sheep, we shear them, and with that fiber, with that fleece, what I should say, is we actually make yarn.
That's great.
So it's a lot of fun. So we have fiber, culinary, and we also have kid workshops. We have a bunch of, right over there, you see all that wood on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
That is Cultivate Curiosity, Science at the Farm. So we have My Grown Up and Me, we have the Cultivate Curiosity, we have Meet the Lambs, we have tea parties, we have a lot of tea parties here.
Oh, that's
awesome. It's a lot of fun, yeah.
So now going back to you, you went to Cornell and have an architecture background.
Yes.
So do you still have that architectural passion, or do you see it coming out in farming and others? Yeah.
Absolutely. So I went to Cornell for hospitality because we're 8 generations of people totally obsessed with food.
Yeah.
And that was great. I made lots of friends. I loved all my professors. But at the end, I was like, you know what? I want to be an architect. I want to be able to stamp my drawings. I want to be able to have a restaurant that connects, which is the plan here, that connects farming, where food comes from, good farming, with people who eat it. So I went to go get this. That was a long game. Went to go get a master's in architecture, got my license, moved my license here to New York State. And then when the opportunity arose with my mom to start this, we were like, okay, let's do it. And so I've been getting all of the permits for this project, but I've also been milking or setting up workshops or welcoming volunteers or working in the farm stand, slinging coffees and working the register.
That's
we also have the farm stand that does a lot of awesome food for people who want to stop by and eat.
It's funny, we have a lot of farms in Orange County. They call them gentleman farms. I don't know what the title is now, right? But you have a lot of people that I've met over the last, since I've been county executive and before growing up here my whole life, that were like in corporate America, worked on Wall Street, and they just said, we're done with this. We want to open a restaurant. We want to own a farm. We want something better or different than what we're accustomed to. And that's what's great about this story here. So you have all this stuff going on right now. What's the plans? Because you got this gorgeous barn behind you. You got you have a lot of little buildings and stuff like that. I didn't even get down there yet. So what is your future vision for this and your mom?
The missing piece is to have a restaurant upstairs here in the barn. That will really connect our whole mission of getting people involved and interested in where their food comes from. And what better tool than to have a restaurant that just opens straight onto the farm and people can see oh, the sheep are rotationally grazed. Oh, what are these trailers? Oh, these are chicken trailers. This is where the chickens come right after the sheep. Why is that? You get a concept of what's going on and how when you farm in this way, nature is involved and you're not depleting, you're augmenting. A lot of the farming that we do depletes. It causes erosion. It's monocrop. There's no birds. There's no insects. We really have to, and we're really well poised to do this because we have awesome farms in Orange County that already do this.
And you mentioned the soils too are great. Yeah.
Our soils are great here. I mean, we have the black dirt. Who else has the black dirt?
Absolutely.
Nobody. I mean, we don't, not here at this farm, but down
in our region. Yeah. It's absolutely phenomenal. When you start this business here, you're coming to Orange County. You weren't from here originally. You meet other people in the industry. Like what's the part of your secret sauce that helped you slug through this? For people that are listening, man, I'd like to do that, or man, I would love to be part of something like that.
What?
A lot of lessons learned, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, one of it is we got here and we just worked our butts off.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of work. The other part is we were lucky and fortunate enough to meet people that saw something in our vision and that joined the team. And so we're a really small team, but I mean, the people on the team here, that's huge. That's such an important ingredient. And then, I mean, I think that's it. It's really work hard and have the best team you could possibly have.
Well, what's like really inspiring to me is I meet people like you that really put their all into this. And I know one of your partners here, she was like, well, there was no plan B. There's no giving up here. So, I mean, because I would be like, when you have so many obstacles and COVID and bureaucracy and whatever else comes before you, did you ever be like, Mom, maybe we should just cut our losses and sell? We could probably make our money back and just find something else. It's not going to happen. Or you were just like, it's just part of the process. We got to roll through this.
Yeah, there were some hard days, but then you come out and you see this tree that you planted when it was a branch, and you see now it creates shade and the sheep are grazing underneath it. And I mean, it's a pain. Like, a lot of it's really hard, but it's an exercise, and it's a mental exercise. You got to find the good wherever you can. And I mean, I don't want to be doing anything else.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but this is the dream. This working and having a solid team that's like making it work even better. This is the dream. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. There's nothing else that I am doing.
And you're getting the rewards, like you said, seeing.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. I mean, it would be good. You know, it would be good for the farm stand to be busier. It would be good for the restaurant to exist. It would be good. But we're only 4 years old.
It's coming
fine.
along.
It's coming along. It's total. I mean, where we are today versus last year versus the year before. Yeah, it's definitely coming along.
I know, like I said, your story is inspiring because, you know, people, it's tough to jump out of, like, you probably could have just sat into a nice office building or, you know, designing buildings the rest of your life and doing stuff like that. And you said, you know, my passion, maybe we'll try something else.
Yeah, and it was clear. It was, I mean, I remember the day. It was at a meeting, and we were doing these custom houses in California. That's where I was practicing. And we were having a debate about how pink/yellow/green off-white this paint color was. And I was just thinking, I was like, there's so many other problems in the world. There's so much stuff that I could be spending time on that I think is not only more important, but like primordial. And I rather be doing that. I spent a long time learning. I spent a long time learning stuff, and it's time to put that to use in a way that's not picking paint colors. that's building this and sharing it with other people and making people care about where their food comes from, that good food comes from good agriculture, that eating well isn't just for really fancy people in fancy restaurants. It comes from land stewardship. So,
you know, everybody has stress. You had stress probably when you were doing architecture. You have stress now, but you're happier now, right? You're a happier person now?
What does that mean? I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, I'm generally a happy person.
Like, you're not like milking the goats or like chasing after chickens and saying, that architectural office wasn't as bad after all.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is so rewarding. I mean, it's so hard. I don't think I've ever worked this long, and I've ever asked like the people that I'm on, like the people on my team, to work this hard. But this is so rewarding.
Yeah.
And like right now, if you can hear, like I've heard at least 7 different birds. I don't know if you use the Merlin app. Have you used it? No. It's so great. Open up Merlin, put the sound ID. But like, we've heard a mockingbird, we've heard a robin, we've heard a bluebird.
So if I asked some of the people that you work with here what your favorite is, because I know you like everything. Well, like, oh no, the chickens are her baby, or no, the beekeeping is her baby. Like, is there any way to nail you down to like one like that? Yes. They know that's your favorite?
So right now we have a project that's coming up, and it's our small distillery. And I'm so excited about this because just like how we have eggs from our awesome free-range birds, or we have wool from our sheep, or we have cut flowers from our cut flower gardens.
Fresh honey from your bees.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. This distillery, we're going to do these macerations, these small batch macerations with our herbs and even our vegetable scraps.
Oh,
it's
awesome.
going to get funky, but it's going to be great. And so we'll do our own version of chartreuse. We'll do our own version of Amaro. We'll do this thing called, and I don't know how to say it in English, so I'm going to say it in French, crème de menthe. So
Okay.
it's like a mint liqueur. I'm super excited about that.
So we've done some podcasts with distilleries, and I met with some of these guys. They had crazy stories too. Like, hey, we're at a party. We're like, we should get into this business. And a lot of the breweries have similar stories. But they said there's a lot of trial by error. Do you know, like, how are you going to, like, how did you, like, it's great to drink a drink. It's tough to make the drink. How are you making that work?
Well, it's only great to drink the drink if you've made a lot of drinks and taste the drinks, right? So there's a lot of taste testing that happens. We basically, we pick things, we smell things, we look back in history at what people have made.
So you're going to trial by error and make this work?
Yeah, hopefully not get too drunk.
Yeah, or go blind. That's
Yeah.
what I said to the other
That's not allowed.
distilleries. Yeah. So I was also, as I'm thinking or talking here with you, we do a lot of filming. I was at an event in Rockland County last night, and people are like, Morgan Freeman, all these different people are regularly in your county. I'm like, yeah, this is like a lot of these famous actors and actresses like to come up and get the hell out of the craziness of a regular life. But we've also seen a huge uptick in filming, and they're filming in like commercial spots, delis, but also beautiful backgrounds like this, settings like this. Is that something that you guys would be open to if a film crew wanted to come here and like? And it's happened. We've had like Hallmark take over the village of Goshen. They pay them.
We were there for that. That was wild.
Yeah. So, and I think it generates a lot of activity, and it's also showing off. You're proud of this.
We're so proud of this, and we'll use any excuse to get people connected to where their food comes from. So if it's through film, or last year was Vogue wanted to do a photo shoot in the fields that I didn't mow. I'm like, fine, go for it.
Wow, that's
Have
great.
fun. Sure, why not? But we will really use any excuse, be it the film, the food, the workshops, the volunteering, my grown up and me. Yeah, I'm into it.
So let's talk about this food that's on your mind at the proposed restaurant in the future here. Like,
Absolutely.
What are people going to get when they come there?
So the restaurant will be its own thing at one point, but right now we have the farm stand.
Okay.
And the farm stand, it's really simple. Everything from our fields goes, 100, 200 steps into the farm stand kitchen. And in there we make soups, we make salads, we make frittatas. Frittatas are a great way to use our chicken eggs, our pasture-raised heritage breed chicken eggs, and some vegetables here and there and make a frittata. We make creme caramels, cocoa mousses. We run the gamut. We will literally use anything here in the field to feed people.
Wow, that's great.
And so people will come here, they'll order.
And that's happening now, today.
It happens
now. You come
now,
here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wow.
People will come here in the morning, they'll get their muffins, they'll get their breakfast, they'll go for a walk, and then 2 hours later, we'll see them again. They haven't left. They've stayed the whole day, and they order lunch, and then they say, hey, can we come back at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock and pick up our chicken dinner? We have chicken dinners here. We have these chickens that I was talking about, which I'm surprised they're not up the hill. Usually they are. I guess they're down the hill here in their movable trailers.
Yeah, I saw them down below when I came in here,
We put them in old horse trailers with an auto door, so we don't have to open the doors in the morning.
Oh, that's great.
So the doors open, chickens go out, and we move them every 3 to 4 days, so they have new pasture. Anyway, so these chickens, they're great, they're delicious. We put them in the rotisserie, and then people pick them up for dinner.
That's great.
Yeah.
So that's now. The future, what would it be?
The future is going to be really the same. We want it approachable, we want it delicious, we want it local, hyper local. And it doesn't just have to be our farm, but it has to be other Orange County awesome farms that are doing awesome work. So same thing, soups, salads, some meats.
And you'll be able to sit and dine here.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Sit, dine here, outside. I'd love to do some picnic tables, kind of sparse out in the field.
Wow.
Salad from the farm, kale from the farm. This is our egg salad sandwich.
This is great.
And a frittata.
Wow. Advice to people out there that are sitting there, like I just gave college graduation speech and high school graduation speech, and I'm like, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not, okay, I'm graduating now. I got a job, don't really like it, don't have a job. I need a job, where do I go? And we've been hiring people and helping people. But how do you get people out of their comfort zone and make that plunge? Say, I want to try something different. I've always wanted to do this.
Just start. Just start.
And don't stop.
Just start, yeah. Because once you start, just start. That's
great.
my only advice. Start, don't think too much about it. Ideally, start with something that you're passionate about or that you're excited about naturally, but start with something that matters to you.
How, for people that are watching now, whether your mom at home or your dad or your family or you're just whatever, you want to just check this out, how do they find out? Facebook, on
Yes.
website? That's important. We should hit that.
We have a killer Instagram. It's
Okay.
AOOA Farm. We also have a website where we have all the workshops listed. That's all1oneall.com. Whew, Alix, wake up.
And we'll put a
All1oneall.com.
link on this afterwards.
And what else? We have Bilou, our friendly goose, has also an Instagram.
I saw her when I came in here.
Yeah. But yeah, the Instagram, the website, that's like the best way. There's a phone number. If you call the phone, it goes directly to my cell phone, so I can answer any questions.
We'll definitely put all those links on there so you don't get bombarded. But check this place out. Alix, this is so
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank
Seriously,
you.
I know
Thank
you
you.
and I are like just nonstop energy talking about stuff on the way up here. And we're worried about running out of material because we just have been chatting about farming and bees. And, you know, like literally above us is a bee swarm trap that we're totally passionate about. But we really wish you the best of luck here.
Thank you
and
very
you
much.
got to come check this place out. So we're going to put all the links, make it a must do in the next couple weeks, next couple months. So thank you so much again.
Thank you.